Man, I really hope this video doesn't get me the Twitter treatment. But hey, it's not like I'm getting thousands of views anyways, at this point I might as well be talking to a wall. But it's just like reading the title, I dropped Jujutsu Kaisen even after watching the entire first season and the movie twice. Jujutsu Kaisen is one of the biggest shonen hits right now. In 2018, its first chapter was released, and by 2022, it had sold more than 100 million copies. That sure is a lot. Although I wonder how much of that money actually goes to the author, and this is a very good question. Everybody was talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. There was no way you could possibly be in the anime community and not hear about it. I mean, it even became the best-selling manga of 2024, surpassing Frieren and, believe it or not, One Piece. Not this One Piece. Yet, despite all that, I still managed to drop it, and I don't know if I'm ever going back. With all that on the table, I'm ready to make myself a walking target as I explain why I'm not that interested in Jujutsu Kaisen. I think the first reason worth mentioning is that I constantly felt like I had no reason to care about the characters on screen. Let's start with the main character, Yuji, and there is a damn bird singing on a tree close to my window, so I'm sorry guys, I gotta record this video. Even though he's supposed to be the face of the anime, it felt more like I was following the life of a side character who just happened to steal the spotlight. He's a high school student who's living a normal life until he gets caught up in some kind of paranormal stuff. It starts when the leader of his occult club breaks the seal on one of Sukuna's fingers, the main villain, apparently. This finger has a small fraction of Sukuna's power, and just by removing the seal, other spirits start showing up. These spirits are called curses. Yuji ends up swallowing the finger not to let a spirit, aka curse, swallow the finger itself. Or himself. I mean, does this curse even have a gender? Usually that would be deadly for a human, but not for Yuji. Now he has the King of Curses inside him. That sounds kinda sus for some reason, and Yuji can somehow switch between himself and Sukuna, though it doesn't always work. In the first episode, Yuji goes to the hospital to see his grandpa, but right before the old man passes away, he says this: "You are strong, so use this strength to help others." Yuji realizes his grandpa barely had anyone by his side in his final moments, and he didn't want to suffer the same fate. And that's really nice, but the problem is, that's all there is to him. Yuji wants to get strong, help people, and have friends by his side, and that's it. Based on the first season, of course. Yuji is a nice guy, and this is the problem. He's supposed to be the MC, but all I felt when I looked at him was, meh, he's nice. And the same problem applies to most characters in this anime. It never made me care. Nobara has a very cool technique. It's creative, but why should I care about her? She comes from a small town, she's strong, she wants to stay true to herself, and there is not much else. Togi, or Tog, I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm sorry. Nice technique, but why should I care? Panda, cool technique, but why should I care? Kasumi, I think? Kasumi, she's there. Mei, again, why should I care? This is exactly how I felt with most characters in the show. But of course there are exceptions. Kento, I like you, man. You're one of the few who actually made me care. His backstory is relatable, which is pretty essential if you want people to connect with a character. The story shows that Kento had his youth stolen by the day-to-day professional life. He realizes that being a jujutsu sorcerer is basically for crazy people. So much so that he once left his job as a sorcerer to go back to his normal life, only to realize his life in the business world didn't have any meaning. He wasn't making a difference. He was just another businessman, you know? Moved by this, he decides to return to being a jujutsu sorcerer, where his efforts matter and his impact in the world can be real. His personality is different, his story is relatable, and he's not just there, and this is why I cared. Gojo is also an exception, by the way. Well, it's Gojo, what else do I need to say? And hey, warning, huge spoiler incoming about Gojo, okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, skip this part. If you didn't skip, that means you know exactly what I'm about to say, right? Right? Seriously, how could they kill the face of Jujutsu Kaisen like that? That's one of the things that always stops me whenever I think about giving this anime another try. Megumi is the last exception for me. He's a pretty nice and understandable guy, but then there is that ridiculous dumbass dude, I forgot his name, but here, this guy right here. He keeps asking people, what's your type of woman? Until he hears from Megumi that he values personality over looks, which infuriates our brain dead guy over here and makes him kick the shit out of Megumi. This part right here got me so pissed, bro. Also, why does nobody ever question Yuji's insane physical strength? Like, in the first episode, the guy literally throws a metal ball 30 meters away with one hand and they just go You do well on the sports team. What do you mean you do well? He just did something humanly impossible, and that's all you're gonna say? What is this? Do 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, 20 squats, and a 2-kilometer run every single day until you go half bod type of shit? It's okay if this is something they're gonna explain later in the series, but I mean, at least hint from the start that there is something off about his strength. Don't make most characters have the most mid reaction ever. Now, this next thing really bothers me whenever I see it in any anime. When characters turn into Swiss cheese full of holes and they keep fighting. Like, what do I wanna do next? Fight with a broken arm? You put holes in my hands? That's nothing, bruh. You put holes all over my body? That's fine, I can keep fighting. No, you can't. How are you still walking? And this made me basically not feel anything whenever characters got injured. I mean, why would I care? This is also why I didn't feel anything when Yuji literally had his heart taken out by Sukuna. I was like, what? We're not even 10 episodes in, of course he's coming back. But listen, just because an anime isn't perfect doesn't mean I won't like it. In fact, I enjoy many trash animes, to be honest. And in this case, Jujutsu Kaisen is not a trash anime. I think we can all agree that enjoying any kind of entertainment is really just a matter of taste. I mean, I like the first season of In Another World with my smartphone, and Jujutsu Kaisen is definitely better than that. This channel is mostly me sharing my thoughts on some animes and characters. It's just my opinion and how I feel. I'm biased, and I certainly don't have any kind of objective truth to say what anime people should or shouldn't watch. Maybe someday I'll give Jujutsu Kaisen another try. But if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to click the like button, cause this would help my inner child finally accomplish his lifelong dream to have a successful YouTube channel. That's it from me, my people, and bye!